free games, Control. So we're gonna just dive into this and see what it's about. I haven't really heard much about this game. The only thing I've heard is like you work for the FBI or something, and you have like telekinesis powers. So I don't know. Get some tutorials. I don't want to invert anything. I'm not gonna turn on any assists, although turning on immortality and one-hit kills seems like I would be able to go through the game really quickly. Assists that have immortality and one-hit kills. I just go around and be like, rock, teacup. Alright, it should teach me how to play, I would hope. Alright, let's adjust the brightness here. Just the brightness until the left icon is not visible, the middle icon is barely, and the right is clearly. So I've got to turn it up a little extra bright because YouTube, for some reason, makes my videos darker. So either way, if I crank it to 100, I still can't see the left one. The middle one's kind of visible on my end. Yeah, the middle one's a lot visible on my end, but I gotta make it bright for you guys. We're gonna put it on 90. I am gonna turn on subtitles. Start new game. I also heard this game doesn't have a difficulty level, it just kind of learns how you play. And then it starts throwing things at you, so yeah. Shifting corridors of the oldest house. When in doubt, look for a green direction sign or consult your map. Okay. Shifting corridors of the oldest house. Well, am I in some sort of like... Am I in Hogwarts? I'm in Hogwarts, aren't I? Hogwarts for people with psychic powers.
Fair warning. This is gonna be weirder than usual.
Jesse?
Can't be helped.
Jesse!
You called me. So here I am. I know I shut you out sometimes. I'm always glad to hear from you. It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing. I found nothing. It's like we live in a room, and there's a poster on the wall. We stare at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster. The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person. Like
Look,
in
it's
that
Howard
movie.
Stark.
What is it called? The prison movie. The room's a cell, and the picture, it's different for each of us. It can be beautiful or terrible, but we're all transfixed. But it's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth.
A picture of a
They're
janitor?
lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room. But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw. I'm here. Why did you bring me here?
I don't know.
Hello? Anyone here?
The building's empty. Oh god, is this Resident Evil? Do I have a typewriter? No security. Square to interact. There are no people. Look, clearly somebody was coming through the metal detector and left their briefcase on the thing and just disappeared. Look, the security room's open. Internal lockdown in effect. Building locked down in effect. Multiple containment breaches. Oh, goody, goody gumdrops. Alright, here we go. Did I open that door?
This seal. I saw it a long time ago. I keep seeing it in my dreams.
Staffing, surveillance, redacted, data center initiative, construction, redacted, minor, office equipment, janitorial cost, redacted, mold remover, HQ livability cost. For cost breakdown spreadsheet, see page 5. For 5-year comparison chart, see page 9. Certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidences have necessitated the issuance of a reminder of prohibited materials. Unauthorized weapons, pagers, laptops, smartwatches, smartphones, smart gaming devices, anything smart, number 2 pencils. Any objects considered iconic representations of an archetypical concept, such as rubber ducks and ketchup bottles. All materials under Bureau investigation is to be brought up through the private entrance. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of these policies, notify your supervisor immediately. So anything smart. Why not number 2 pencils? Maybe because of the carbon inside of them? Because they're carbon tips, not lead? That's interesting. What's even more interesting is I walked past that door and it opened. Could be the case. Head of Research, Dr. Casper Darling. Our bureau at work. He's literally a janitor. Cigarette attendant. Shh. So far, there's no indication this is a horror game, so this bathroom's perfectly acceptable. can't do anything right now.
Federal Bureau of Control. All these years I've been looking for them, and they were hiding in plain sight.
Can I crouch down and go under the blinds? This is weird. It's so weird. Security order. Attention all redacted. Redacted, 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 redacted. A shark in his redacted. Redacted, redacted. Although secure, redacted. Permission to redacted following basic redacted. Shoot to kill redacted, good luck. Someone had a shark in something. I am so confused right now. Is it not meant to make sense to me yet? Is that what this is? And like, everything looks like it's like out of the 80s, 90s. Hello, as you all should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on them from a number of people. If you need an extension, please request Form R4E from your supervisor. If you think you're exempt from filing an R4, then you'll need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under Section 75.2 of the Employee Manual. If your R4 requires interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head, Dr. Darling, Miss Marshall, Mr. Salvador, or Mr. Kirkland, as needed. They'll be busy on Thursday in their annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. Best, your admin team. There's a janitor.
Hello? Hey, excuse me.
This is a janitor from the poster.
You are here about the job. Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. You'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, then you are no helmet. There be work for the axe. Take them behind the sauna, you malot.
I've done enough night shift loner jobs to know it makes us come off weird. Ahti the janitor is a friendly face in my book.
Better than somebody with no face at all. Think about it. No face.
But that said, I know what you're thinking. If there's an axe murderer around, that's him.
Wait a minute. There wasn't a door there before. I'm back in the main hall. There's where I came up. Exactly. Look, the stairs are still over here. The TV was on earlier. And look, the plants are moved, and now there's an elevator in the middle. Look, exactly, and look at the handprints. The janitor's picture isn't there anymore.
The cell.
There's
And
one
the poster. I was 11 years old the first time I saw behind the poster. They told me I imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since. Will you help?
This is so weird. This is like a weird episode of the X-Files right now. See, as of right now, everything's been kind of weird but calm. What happens if it gets weird and not so calm anymore? It's gonna be like playing a Resident Evil game with superpowers. Because she's supposed to have psychic abilities or something. You can like pick up stuff and move it.
Did I lose you there for a moment? You know what's on my mind. My baby brother, Dylan. 17 years since the men of this bureau took him.
Like, look at this tree. That's like something straight out of No Man's Sky. And then, like, look. Again, no name brand stuff. So unusual. I wish the flag was pulled out. If the flag was unfurled, I could tell what year I was in by how many stars are on the flag. At least. The oldest house. Look, there's no way to tell how tall that building is. And it said at the beginning that there's, like, people get lost in here all the time. It's like alarms and shit going off. I need clearance to open that. It said I need clearance level 1. Oh. Internal lockdown in effect. Building lockdown in effect. Multiple containment breaches detected. Multiple building shifts detected. Head of research override. HRA protocol activated. Approved terminology reminder. While pinning any notifications of death related to Willow All, please adhere to the following guidelines, words or phrases to use. In the service of his or her country, regret, proud, pride, will be remembered, word or phrases to avoid. Alaska, scissors, blood, bleed, loss, apologies, sorry. Again, I have no idea what is going on. Is that the janitor? The oldest man in the world? No, that's not the janitor. Why would you have an office that don't have windows right here? Again. And these tubes. Red file. Non-official. Tinch, do not disturb. Barbara, I am not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day, for the rest of the week. I can't trust them, Barbara. Not a single one. We're coming for you, Barbara! Sorry. I'm guessing this was Barbara's desk. Why is everything... This has to be like set in the 90s or something. It's like the typewriter and the phone look like they're from the 90s, but then like the desk lamp looks like it's from the 80s. The tube system looks like it's from the 80s.
Shit.
Oh, that's right. He blew his brains out.
Shit.
We saw that in a cutscene earlier. Oh, what the heck?
You want me to pick it up? The murder weapon? Really?
Things are not exactly what they appear to be. This looks like a door. There's a phone. He's been sleeping in his office. I'm not picking up the weapon yet. There's gotta be something else to pick up, maybe. Oh god. There's him meeting one of the presidents. Look at that pencil sharpener. That's from the 80s. That's an 80s pencil sharpener right there. Pick up the gun.
And there goes the poster.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it.
Look at this place. Where am I?
An astral plane challenge, huh? Now I have a health bar. Oh. Apparently I can punch the shit out of
The
things.
same gun.
Control the gun in the house.
Okay. Now I have a gun.
Something's coming. This threat. An attack. Duty as director. Keep the Bureau safe.
Did you hear that? It's the dead man. Right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word. And this gun's alive. You know what? I'm happy. Happy to be here. Things have quieted down outside. Is it safe to go?
Wait, what? The map doesn't make sense. Oh, okay. Okay, but there's a way through there.
You can't let this happen. 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 You stopped it. You... Oh, thank you. That was... horror.
The hotline. Secure line of communication. Guidance. Reach the hotline.
The hotline, says the dead man. Okay.
Marshall, we checked out the expected awe in Duluth. Wasn't anything, just like the house fire before this. Malfunctioning clothes dryer before that. Team is getting pretty sick of duds. We need to find a better way to sort out fake AWEs, the real things. You need to rotate these field agents off for a bit. Anyway, we're on route to Sherman Ranch. Next one on the list. Let's hope it's a little livelier there. Non-unique procedures required. Subject's form is veritable. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to redacted. This object must only be bound by individuals seeking the role of redacted. The object will determine whether redacted. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. The process dictated by the redacted, though their criteria is unknown. Background. The object was discovered inside the oldest house, in the room that is now used as the director's office. The popular hypothesis, redacted, many forms throughout history. Redacted, Mjolnir, Excalibur, Varunastra, all weapons that redacted of their wielders. If objects of power are the convergence of forces based upon the collective subconscious, then this may be the original manifestation of that event. If this is the case, redacted, see Dr. Darling presentation 11.1 for more details.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. A side note, remember to cover their connection to the astral plane as well. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it. Lose and you're, well, fired. Thank you. I'm Dr. Darling, head of research, Federal Bureau of Control.
Reminder, If you experience an unanticipated building shift, follow these simple steps. 1. Search the room for any altered items or objects of power. 2. Carry the altered item or object of power to the nearest safe room. 3. Wait for Bureau staff to find you and the object. If there are no altered items or objects of power in the vicinity, then reach your supervisor via the nearest intercom and await further instructions. Thank you for your attention.
Reservation at 7 p.m. at Chez Ombre. Wife will meet you there. Don't be late. Flowers are ready for you at lobby reception. Remember, she's turning 46.
Reminder: if you experience an unanticipated building shift, follow these.
Hissing sound that tried to invade me earlier. The hiss. Burrowing into everything in this place. Is the hiss your enemy? Alright, it's our enemy. That babble's contagious. It burrows in like an infuriating melody that makes you hum it over and over.
Scheduled visitors entering the lobby. Welcome to the Federal Bureau of Control, established in 1964. Part of an effort to strengthen government relations. We are proud to serve the United States and her people. We strive for transparency and excellence in all aspects of our esteemed nation's infrastructure. If they do not leave, then ask them the following questions. 1. Are you here to see someone? Are you from New York City or just visiting? How'd you find this place? If their answers are sufficiently harmless, explain this is a secure federal office and they need to leave. If their answers seem redacted, escort them to a private room. There, perform the Gunnar's psychological assessment. If their responses are within acceptable range of deviance, see the provided scoring sheet. Then redact it immediately. Remember, there's no such thing as too suspicious. Urban legends. Urban legends are believed to affect the creation of altered materials, but can also dictate the characteristics of an altered world event. Urban legends are understood as modern evaluation of Jung's archetypes. We recognize certain redacted, informed by our own redacted, and popularized by our media. We have additionally proven that urban legends can even be artificially redacted in popular culture using redacted. Our Bureau made anthology television program. Once the seeds are sown, human imagination exacerbates the details. Certain paranatural phenomena contain clear elements of popularized folklore, AWEs that only occur on redacted, a pair of scissors that consume human redacted, through 2 punctures on the redacted. These details, living in the minds of so many, have been given strength through our belief. Urban legends are not just stories for children, they are paranatural realities waiting to happen. Refer to file 4-2 93-6942 for full report.
Cleanse the control point. What does that mean? Help me fix it. Holy shit! You did it! We did it!
Can you hear me? Are you with us? The Bureau. Are you still sane?
I can't tell you how happy I am to talk to somebody sane.
The feeling's mutual. Yeah, I'm Pope, Emily Pope, Dr. Darling's assistant.
My turn. Should I lie?
Jesse Faden. I'm just visiting.
I should have lied.
Oh, shit. You're the new director. Hold on. We're coming out.
Director Faden.
Call me Jesse.
Okay, Jesse. I'm Emily. Look, somehow, this hostile force, this...
Hiss?
That works. Somehow the Hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The Hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
We're in full lockdown. It seems to have spread everywhere and to everyone not protected by an HRA. And, extraordinarily, you. You are the director, and that makes you special by definition. Trench is no longer the director, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. This whole situation is just a lot.
Trench is dead. Shot.
Ah.
I found his body. And the gun.
Do I tell her it looked like a suicide?
The service weapon.
Also, and this can sound crazy, but he keeps appearing to me. Saying things. It's hard to make out, but he told me to cleanse the control point. Push the Hiss out. The whole room shifted around.
You did that? And you entered the building when it was already in the lockdown before you became the new director? How?
I'm not ready to tell her about you yet.
A janitor let me in.
I love it. This is fucking unbelievable. I can't even... Look, Jesse, I have a million questions, and you probably have a million more.
Like, do you know my brother Dylan? Not yet.
But there's something I need to ask you to do first. If you can cleanse a control point, then you can maybe cure those infected or possessed by the hiss. Because if that's possible, our options are very different.
Emily Pope. I don't know her, but I like her already. She's the opposite of the faceless agency I've blamed for what happened to me for so long. But I can't trust her yet. Or rather, the Bureau she's a part of.
Yes. I can try.
I'm speaking for you, of course. We can try it together. Okay. You with me? We did it before. Push the hiss out. It didn't work. The hiss has burrowed too deep. Ripping it out rips them apart.
Jesse, over here. We need to make a plan, Jesse.
I can't cleanse them.
I saw. It was worth a shot. Thank you, Director. Jesse.
I'm gonna tell her why I'm here. I'll risk it.
Listen, the Bureau was involved in an incident in my hometown, Ordinary, 17 years ago. The Bureau came in and covered the whole thing up. I've been looking for this place for a long time.
That's enough. Maybe that's too much already. I can't tell her about Dylan and the rest yet.
I've seen mentions of an Altered World event case dealing with Ordinary. You were at Ground Zero as a child? It was one of the big ones, and before my time. And very classified. I can try to dig out some old files for you. My boss, Casper Darling, would know, but he's missing. I think he knew this was coming, or suspected. He came up with the HRAs, the Hadron Resonance Amplifiers. I think they're what saved us. Or a few of us. And Director Trench would know.
Trench, the ghost, or whatever he is, he mentioned something called the Hotline. Said I should find it.
It's another object of power, like the gun, an old Bakelite telephone. A direct line of communication between the director and the board. Maybe he can talk to you more clearly through that. I mean, Trench has years and years of experience. He might know how to destroy the hiss.
Where is the hotline?
It's kept in the communications department through the mailroom. It's part of this sector, so we can access it even with the lockdown in place. We'll get the door open for you.
Okay, that's my next stop.
That's Tomasi's department. He's the head of communications. I don't think he had an HRA. He kind of made a point about not wearing one earlier. Keep an eye out.
They call me the director. But that's not me. I'm not a director type. I'm not a leader. Why am I here? I think you already know. Yes, I came for my brother, but there are other reasons too. I said I was looking for answers, but I might never understand them. I'm not looking for proof. This is already it. More than enough. No matter what they told me all those years, I know it's real now. I didn't imagine this. I want to be a part of this world. What scares me shitless is that I finally found it. Only to see the hiss destroy it all.
I know this is all new to you, so don't hesitate to ask me anything you want to know. There are no's. The hotline should be in the communications department.
Where did the hiss come from?
I'm not sure. You said the hiss was here when you entered. Did you see anything like that outside before you came in?
No. No, just inside.
The source is internal, then. See, the oldest house is a sprawling complex with openings to other places as well. I don't even know where to start looking. But in the context, it's good news. The lockdown holds. The hiss escaping the building would be the end. Pretty shitty world out there if you ask me, but I wouldn't want the hiss to destroy it.
With you on that, Emily.
You mentioned the oldest house. What is it?
This building, the Bureau headquarters, the oldest house, is a shifting place. You've seen it. It transcends its physical limits.
I've been to New York a few times. How didn't I notice this place?
It's an attribute of the building. This is a place of power. The oldest house doesn't like attention, so unless you're purposely trying to find it, you don't, which is perfect for us. The work we do here is essential, but unstable. The Bureau prefers not to be noticed. And we need strong walls to make sure nothing gets out.
So without you, I never would have found the front door.
Okay. This Trench guy. I keep hearing him in my head. Is he a ghost? Haunting me?
I doubt we're talking about a ghost in the traditional sense, but an echo maybe. See, if he was killed by the service weapon, your gun, maybe it's his final thoughts recorded by the bullet in his brain, like a deep space probe sending back data. But that's just a hypothesis on my part. I need the gun to research it. But you better hold on to that given the circumstances.
I think I will. Yeah. Can you tell me what an object of power is exactly? This is all, well, new to me.
Don't worry, I love going over the basics. So objects of power are mundane objects that house paranatural energies and have developed a link to the astral plane and can thus be controlled, which is what differentiates them from altered items, which are still housings of paranatural forces, but are more volatile and cannot be bound in the pure utilitarian sense. Got it?
Did she memorize this?
Got it. Thanks. So, HRA stop you from becoming Hiss?
Well, it seems that way. I mean, I hadn't even heard of an HRA until a few weeks ago when Dr. Darling started handing them out. Well, I began analyzing mine as soon as I got it. I mean, each one seems to emit a powerful short-range frequency way beyond anything I've ever seen.
Doesn't the timing seem suspicious?
I thought that too. Dr. Darling usually likes to unveil his latest breakthrough in big presentations. With these, he just passed them out. Yeah, his behavior makes me wonder what exactly he knew.
Thanks, Emily. I'm sure I'll have more questions soon.
Just let me know.
is again. Our welcome message.
Huh? Yeah, why? Is that all they had? You know they have those flavor buns. It tastes like it might have too much. Maybe. It tastes like it might have a little too much lime in it or something. Well, maybe. I guess. Yeah, that's fine. I'm playing Control. It's was one of the free games. It's a pretty. It's kind of trippy. It's a trippy game. Wasn't this one that? Due to recent fluctuations in the nearest control point, its area stability has been degraded to yellow. Green is stable, yellow is a low possibility of unanticipated building shifts. Orange is a high likelihood, frequent and unanticipated shifts. Dream, and I built the thing I saw in my dream. A machine that would contain God, but not the God you know or the ones anyone knows. A new God. This machine was to be his body, his heart, and his mind. It just made to look like the dream showed me. Here's the motor from the refrigerator, the coils from my toaster, and the fans, plus the timing belt for my car's engine, and the wheels for my son's skateboard. God can't move yet, but the dream said he would learn how on his own. This is just a beginner's body, like a baby's, but a machine instead. God only needs a place to start. If you want to interview me, please contact me at the address on the envelope. My phone doesn't work anymore. I had to use the dialing plate on God. I'd like to thank you for approving my request for the Dead Letters Archive. Cataloging the Bureau's collection of delinquent mail that will provide an extremely handy database that research teams can use to search for any connections and related topics found among the letters. Aside from the more functional purpose, the archive will allow us to preserve those windows into authentic human encounters with the paranatural world. Letters came to us from various places and times, gathered by the Postal Service as undeliverable. The Bureau is the perfect home for them. I realize not all letters contain accounts of genuine paranatural events, but even the erroneous ones allow us an insight into how the unknown is perceived by real people. Of course, I will first compile a system to allow us to analyze the letters for any information of suspected connections to AWEs and other altered materials. So thank you again. Can't wait to delve into my dead letters. P. Bartwell. His resonance field is a physical impediment that is difficult to define. Its barriers appear as ways to impede escape or access by Bureau personnel. Two methods have been discovered for lowering them. One, destroy the multiple concentrated resonance resources found in the vicinity. Two, destroy the Hiss entities in the area. The resonance fields seem to require support for their size and densities from other non-connected sources of Hiss resonance. Without the ability to draw from these sources, the barrier will fall. Does an inactive structure made of Hiss resonance qualify as a conscious being? Does the distinction make any difference when considering the Hiss? What is the very active building wall movement tell us about the Hiss? To what degree is it watching and planning? Refer to file redacted for full report.
There it is again. Our welcome message.
Look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OOP. Oops. Oh, and it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils. And once, we even launched a cup.
didn't. She walked into the city and didn't come back. I don't know what missing in actions is, but I sure wish someone would find her.
I'll help you look, Topher. We'll find your mama together.
That was creepy.
Communications. We're on the right track. Object of power. Looks like the hiss have latched onto it. We need to cleanse it. It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in Bureau Seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director. I'm no one's director. There you are. You were gone. Cut off. I got it. Just like you wanted, right? This will help me fight the hiss. Emily said that the hotline can be reached through the mailroom.
Alright, everybody. Well, that's going to take care of this episode of Control. I will get back to this as soon as possible because this is very interesting. So until next time, catch you later.